Boxing Ego here. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon on the top of your screen to get notified when the latest new content drops. 1. Jeff Horn's promoter calls Terence Crawford a soft pussy. Stay tuned. What up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Make sure you smash the like button. Also subscribe to the channel for the latest and greatest in boxing. If you want to become part of the gang notification gang, please hit the bell icon. Shout out to the super chats, channel donations, the Venmo donations, and the Patreon family. We working. Now, the fight that got moved, Jeff Horn versus Terence Crawford, has a new date, June 9th. It will still take place in Las Vegas. This fight has been kind of up and down. At first it was supposed to take place in Vegas, then they were going to shift it to New York. Then they decided it was going to be April 14th and in Las Vegas. And then Terence Crawford allegedly has a hand injury, which he would miss some of his camp by nursing that injury and staying out of the ring or the gym on those days. So they moved it. Now it's June 9th and it's happening at the MGM Grand. Boom. WBO welterweight fight. Crawford's first fight at welterweight. Now Jeff Horn's team has been taking a lot of shots. They did an interview with the Australian. Obviously they're an Australian team, and there's a paper and website named the Australian, and they're kind of pissed off because with moving the date from April 14th to the new date in June, I guess it's going to cost them some money. And I'm not going to read the whole quote from the Australian, but I'll give you guys a link and also just kind of recap what the deal is. The new date is competing with a UFC event in Chicago, UFC 225, where Robert Whittaker is facing Romero, I believe. And as a result, the company that shows pay-per-views in Australia is called Main Event, and they already have a lucrative deal with the UFC. So that's the pay-per-view that they're promoting, and they don't want to do two. They don't want to do Crawford and Horn and UFC 225, right? So I guess Horn's team is upset and pissed off because now they said they're going to lose upwards of $1 million on the pay-per-view back-end money by not having this bout shown on pay-per-view. I guess they're going to show it in Australia still, so fans of Jeff Horn from back home can watch it, but it's going to be on Fox or just like a regular basic cable network. They're not going to be able to put it on pay-per-view like they initially wanted to, which would have been extra money. So bottom line, Dean Lorgan, who's the manager of Jeff Horn, he starts ripping into Terence Crawford, saying, hey, we don't believe his hand injury. And this is what he says regarding that. He says, I've been appealing to Bob Arum, Top Rank, to change the date. He doesn't want to know about it. He has issues around the complexities of the deal with ESPN. They plan to heavily promote the fight and ticket sales during Game 4 of the NBA Finals. But that's not helping us with the pay-per-view down here. Yet again, Duco Events and Jeff Horn have to pay the price for the pussycat Terence Crawford. This is only going to add to the belting Terence Crawford is going to get. This all came about because Terence Crawford lost his nerve. If the pussy had hardened up, we wouldn't be at this point. He's soft. End quote. Oh, this is funny. I hope Jeff... It's crazy. The boxing game is crazy. You got promoters like that. They be talking like real gangster and greasy on the interviews. Like, you fight Terence Crawford. It sounds like you the one that's gonna fight Bud. The way you calling him, you know what I mean? Eddie Hearn was calling Deontay Wilder a geezer and bullshit. You booms drop. You know what I mean? These promoters are making it sound like they fighting the fighter. Like Eddie Hearn gonna fight Wilder. Like Duco Events is gonna fight Bud Crawford. But I mean, it all adds to, I guess, the build up, and we'll see who makes good with what they claim. Terence Crawford, he said he's gonna son Jeff Horn, and Jeff Horn and team have been saying the same thing. So it should be a good fight. Which fight would you guys prefer me to go cover? Because the other issue is, I believe this is the same day as Leo Santa Cruz versus Abner Mares rematch in LA. I live in Bay Area, and this is happening. The Crawford Horn is happening same night as UFC 225, and again Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, the rematch at the Staples Center. So which boxing fight, I'm not going to Chicago or wherever to go cover UFC, but which boxing fight would you prefer for me to cover? Crawford Horn or Abner Mares Leo Santa Cruz 2 at the Staples Center? Because they're both West Coast fights. They should be fairly, it's the same distance for me, 45-minute flight. So just leave that in the comment section. Aside from that, it should be a good fight. It's a WBO fight. It's a fight that helps shape the division, because the winner of this fight, I definitely would like to see at some point face like a Danny Garcia or one of the champions, Keith Thurman, who I guess pulled out of his fight. That's what it's looking like, because he's injured again, or Errol Spence Jr. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna definitely be watching the fight. Let me know which fight you want me to cover. Let me know what you guys think of Jeff Horn's team's rants on Terence Crawford. They're a little bit peeved that I guess they're losing some back-end pay-per-view money that they would have otherwise gotten if the fight would have taken place April 14th. And Jeff Horn's promoter is saying that's going to add to the ass whooping, basically, that is administered on Terence Crawford. Now, before, I think they're really trying to get into Terence Crawford's head, because they calling him all types of names and stuff. And see, this is the thing. This is kind of like what Abel Sanchez was doing with Canelo. Canelo, we know, has a slicker defense, and he has more of a defense than Golovkin. Golovkin is a pressure boxer, puncher, pressure style fighter, right? So it's like Abel Sanchez before, obviously, the clenbuterol scandal, Clingate. Abel Sanchez kept putting things out there like challenging Canelo's machista, and I think he was doing that in an effort to get Canelo pissed and in his feelings and his emotions, to the point where he fights a fight where he wants to prove something and stand up and trade. Now, I don't even know if that fight's going to happen. And I think kind of the same thing is happening here. Jeff Horn's team, I never really seen him in any build-up talk this much trash. And this is, you're getting ready to fight the most skilled guy that you faced, even more skilled than this current form of Pacquiao that you fought last year. Pacquiao's a good fighter, but I mean, he doesn't have, he's awkward and athletic and Hall of Famer, but he doesn't have the same height and actual skill, like ambidextrous and pure skill like Terence Crawford. And this, coincidentally, is the fighter they're talking the most shit about. So I think they might be trying to get under his skin, because Jeff Horn is the guy who has the welterweight fights. He's proven durable at welterweight. He proved he has some good power at welterweight, and Crawford is the guy moving up. He was undisputed, now he's moving up. So I think they're trying to get under his skin, get him riled up to maybe catch him, you know what I mean? See if they can catch him or get him to fight off of emotion and stuff like that. But I mean, guys like Crawford and guys who have boxed their whole life and been in the amateur circuit, I don't really think you're going to be able to just rattle them till they fight they just lose it and fight some stupid game plan. But either way, it helps to build up. I'm looking forward to this. This will be on ESPN in America, and Team Horn is pissed because it doesn't look like it's going to be on pay-per-view back home, so they're losing some extra additional monies that they could have got. Let me know who wins this one, Jeff Horn or Terence Crawford. Who will leave with that WBO belt? Drop your thoughts in the comment section. Make sure you smash the like button. As always, hate, comment, and subscribe. Till next video, it's Ego signing off. So if you enjoyed this video and want more content like this on the channel, you can show your appreciation by going to the PayPal donate button or the YouTube support button, and you can donate any amount that you feel is equivalent to the value of this video. Much more to come. Thank you guys for your support. Boxing Ego, the future of boxing.